Hi, welcome to this Psychic.biz Live. I'm Mason Knight, and with me tonight I've got Divine Angel and Sonia Danita Sonia!
Yes, I'm Sonia. That's okay. You don't have to throw all the other stuff in there.
Oh, we'll get it out, I
Yeah.
promise. And tonight we're going to be talking about how the universe deals with emotions and fears and problems, and also how they deal with the energy of love and happiness and joy. So I'm going to pass it over to Sonia, and she can fill you all in.
Hi, love. I am Sonia Nadina Haynes. I throw my Nadina in there because there's a lot of Sonia Haynes all over the place. I went on the internet and found out. I'm an emotional healer. Asen just said, why don't I call myself prophetess? But, some people might take exceptions to that, regardless. I am oracle. I can see into your past, your present, and your future, which is really, and I'm on Psychic.biz. It's a little bit erratic, so pardon me if you just have to check. If you see that I'm on, just give me a tinkle or contact me through the mail and ask if you could get an appointment. So those are basically how we go about it. We're talking about how the universe deal with our emotions, and it's gonna be a big topic today. I'm quite excited for it, so thank you, Asen, for coming up with that. And I'm gonna pass you on to Divine Angel so she can tell you all about herself, and then we'll mermaid dive right into the topic.
Hi guys, my name is Divine Angel. I am also on Psychic.biz. I read angel cards and tarot cards. I am actually a certified angel card and tarot card reader. I have learned a lot in my certification classes from Doreen Virtue. So, but I'm not a Doreen Virtue groupie. So I learned a lot, and I'm still learning a lot. I dive into mediumship a little bit, connecting with spirit and angels and our guides. And I am also excited about the topic tonight because it is a very interesting topic, especially when it comes to fear, emotions, and love, and what the universe is bringing back to us, or what the responses are. So I am on Psychic.biz, and you can catch me. The best thing to catch me is also with an appointment. I will see that I can get a schedule up, and I'm giving it to Asen.
All
Yes.
right. And tonight we have joining us, she just came in, Miss Angel Rose. Hello, Angel Rose. How are you, darling?
I'm great. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Angel, this is Divine Angel and Sonia Nadina Haynes.
Hi, Angel.
Hello. Such pretty people on the air.
Yeah, we're gonna. For those that don't know, the Psychic Coffee Shop is our blog talk channel, and we all have shows over there. And this week, the Psychic Coffee Shop, I don't know what we're talking about. It's going to be fly by your seat. We may even do Psychic Roundtable, and a few people may stop by. And then Conversations with Asen, we will probably be talking about why clutter is destroying your life. So, but Angel Rose will be coming in on Thursday spots, and I'm moving over to Saturdays. So she will be in with Angels Walking. So we're going to have some different shows coming up, different organizational shows. It'll be great. All right, so Sonia just came out of the studios. And how was your show, sweetie? What was it about?
Wow, the show today was, of course, mind-blowing. I never know what I'm going to talk about till like 5 minutes before the show, and then the guides send me a message. So I got a message about balance. And so today's show was about balance, creating balance, maintaining balance. And the visual they gave me was the human race are all these incredible plants with flowers. We're all these beautiful flowers, different colors, and light comes in as a butterfly, which is a soft feminine energy. It also comes in as the dragonfly, which is very brittle and sharp. And so that's the male energy. And the whole idea is that we need both in order for, you know, everything to work through. We need the brittle energy and we need the soft energy together so that we can be in balance with ourselves and with each other on the planet. So we keep trying to tell each other what, you know, I keep projecting my perspective. You have to change to fit me, and then you keep doing it to me instead of us listening to each other and embracing a bit of each other. So that's that. I mean, the show, I could go on and on about the show, but that's kind of the show itself, is that it's about finding the balance within ourselves so with that we can create balance with each other. So that was a show. It was an awesome show. I had no memory of it, so
So you'll have to go listen yourself to your own show.
I'm gonna have to listen. Yeah.
Oh, I do that. I have to do that all the time, especially when I'm editing. I'm like, did I say that? Oh my God. So
That's funny.
And then Angel Whispers with Divine Angel is on Sunday evenings. Divine, what are you working on?
I am working on meditation, on something that I want to present to you guys. It's how to connect with your angels or guides. I have some pretty cool stuff that I'm working on for a little while now. And I just hope that it all works out, because my daughter is moving out and it makes it much more fun. The energy will be totally different. So I'm working on some pretty cool stuff.
Cool. Awesome.
So in angel meditations, how to connect with them or with your guides is pretty interesting. It will take about 15 minutes, so I have some good stuff prepared.
Cool. That sounds awesome. Now,
Okay.
Angel Rose, tell us a little bit about yourself, since you're kind of new to the table tonight, and
I
hopefully
know,
you'll
I'm
be
kind of
joining
having
us
fun
more
with
often.
these fabulous people on this air. It's kind of fun to hear camaraderie shift going on. So I'm an angelic walk-in, and what I do is I could feel, see, and hear people's spirit guides. I see when people cross over, I can feel, see, and hear them. And then I also am able to work with these amazing spiritual beings that I channel to help people activate their inner spirit. And so I'm also certified as a hypnotist, and I use colors and sounds rather than the traditional route with regard to the meditations that I do. And so part of my role is to also work on the planet and help to create grids to bring in the portals of the light energies of love so that we can have higher frequencies on the planet. So I get guided as to where that is, and then they come through me and channel. Kind of fun to be like, sit back and let them do all the work. I just kind of, I'm the conduit for them because they need the physical body and my energy. And the last time I went to Mount Shasta, they did it there, and I'm like, okay, I'll sit back. And I never experienced it the way they did it, and it was like literally lightning bolts shooting out of my mind and creating these spider webs. And I just kind of was blown away by the whole experience and just stayed in gratitude while they were shooting these energy grids to open up some energy fields around the area. And I'm kind of excited to see what comes about. It's not something that I know until I hear something, and so I kind of stay in this appreciation mentality.
Well, you know, that's kind of interesting, because I think we all kind of wrap on that. You know, Sonia was just saying a minute ago that, you know, she never knows what her show's about. Half the time, I don't know what my, you know, what we're going to talk about till like 30 minutes beforehand.
Well, fun.
You know, so we do just kind of ride that energy, and kind of talking about that energy. I'm going to pop back over here. Let me pop me back up. Kind of talking about that energy, you know, we're always sending orders out to the universe, either positive or negative, you know, and I find that the two most powerful ones is love, like, ooh, I love this, or ooh, I love this person, or ooh, I love this situation, or fear. And this is what a lot of people don't get, is they start, when they carry around to me, they look like they're carrying around steamer trunks of just bricks on their backs. And a lot of times I'll say, will you just lay that stuff down so you can get moving? Because I feel like the universe, in my opinion, slows down, goes, oh, we don't want to deliver this if they're already freaking out with this. Let's make sure they want this first. But that's kind of like my thoughts on it. Sonia, what's your look at that?
That was funny.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, when I was younger, just quick backup story. When I was younger, I used to this being, I'm calling him a being. His name was Raphael. I found out later. Used to drop by and visit. Now from head to toe, he was all silver. His skin looked like a snake skin, but it was all silver. And when he raised his arms, there were wings underneath. And he and I would have these long conversations. It never occurred to me it was strange or weird or anything like that. And so in the conversations, and in my meditations, I saw where the energy of spirit is pure love. So we came from love. It's love itself. And the physical world is fear. And fear and love. And then people say, I hate someone. Hate is actually an emotion that is like it's how we express fear. It's not a tangible emotion on its own. So love, you express love in I love you, I love my children, I love my friends. And then there's a fear, which is a weighted emotion, which keeps us in this physical dimension. This dimension, we need fear. It's what we use as prehistoric man to figure out whether we should stand there and allow ourselves to be eaten by the wild beast or we should run. So fear is an important aspect of who we are. What we're here to learn is how to transmute fear into kind of like a radar. So it becomes a sensing tool that we use to navigate our physical world. And when we live in that energy of fear, which is constant, it means that we're just so energetically heavy, we cannot even experience the universe. We can't experience love. We cannot even experience other people. We put a wall around ourselves to block ourselves from the love that is coming in. So it's necessary for us to, in the midst of fear, to find that nucleus of love that sits within us, because it never goes away. The worst person on the planet still carries that nucleus of love within their center. So, it's I know I go on a little bit, sorry about that, but because I can go on and on and on and on, but it's a very powerful thing. It's like heaven is love and earth is fear. And in the midst of that, we need to learn how to bring heaven down and send fear up, and the two meet. And it actually looks like the Star of David, but it's actually called the Shield of David, heaven and earth overlapping to create this perfect, joyful energy within the center.
Yeah, and I love that symbol. I used to wear it back when I was doing my metaphysical mastery classes. I was using that to combine with channeling.
Yeah.
So, Angel Rose, what's your thoughts about fear and love, and how when people just keep carrying around all this fear and fear mongering going on, you see people reacting out of that fear, flight and fear mentality. What's your view on that?
I actually love the way everybody's communicating. To me, it's false evidence that appears real. And one of the things that in my guidance is that there's a oneness and then there's a duality. When the humanness is in a control mode of ego, then there is the sense of duality, which is the fears, the limitations, the negativities, the insecurities, and all of that keeps people at a denser vibration and thereby stuck in the lower energy fields. When they're coming from a vibration of love and they're connecting it in that higher vibration, there's a oneness. So there is no fears, there is no insecurities, there is no limitations, there is no negativity, because the human programs aren't being activated based on self-defeating beliefs or outer conditions. And so there's more of a oneness connection with the universe of love, and that energy gets brought onto the physical plane, and then you end up being more of a spirit shining your purpose more than a humanist having a fight, flight, protect mode, which is based on a fear-driven mentality. And so from what I've seen with all these grids, that the more you expand in the vibration of love and you go through these various veils, the less you pull down into the lower frequencies, which encompasses, as Sonia said so beautifully, the fears and how you have to bring that vibration up and match it with love. And so my take is you don't bring the fear up, you bring the love to a place of embracing it rather than judging it and moving through it, because it's the human conditions that are stuck in those vibrations that need to be matured and evolved.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Divine? How do you see, the fear interacting with the love, and, even with your clients when they're like stuck in that fear mode? What do you do to get them out of it?
Shake them up. Just kidding.
No, that is exactly, Angel Rose, that is what I'm trying to do. I really make the attempt to pick them up and advise them to shift their thinking, because often enough, fear is based on a thought. Fear, worry, all these negative emotions that we have are coming from that place, from worry. When we worry about money, my clients worry about the following things. They worry about money, and they worry about not to find the right partner. So, what I usually do is I encourage them to shift their thinking in a positive direction, to raise their vibration to a point where they can really draw that down. As you said, Sonia and Angel Rose, we can connect with that. It is possible. However, I see a problem in people understanding it correctly, and that is where I struggle sometimes to get them really where they need to be. And there's also a time factor involved. When you don't have enough time to speak to your clients, to involve them in the process, and it's kind of hard to bring that across,
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, I get them into a mode where they should shift their thinking in a positive direction, and usually it works pretty well when we have enough time.
Right.
So,
And for me, what I find a lot of times is the client has got the fear because they don't feel like they have that control. Okay, like they'll go into loving something a lot, and when they get into that mode of, oh, I love it, now I got to control it. It's got to fit into this box or this flower pot that I've got to carry around, is when those fears start coming out. And thinking back, now granted, this has been forever in a God's creation. I think about when I started this business of mine. I was like, ooh, I'm not going to have a regular paycheck. I'm not going to. At that time, I couldn't control my work hours. Oh my goodness, how am I going to, take care of this and take care of that? And I was like, just do it, and get in that energy mode of being happy and in love with what you're doing. Because it's either this or McDonald's, honey, and you can't do McDonald's. It ain't going to pay your bills. And they ain't going to let you flip burgers all your life either. And, and it took me probably about a year and a half to get out of that, oh, I have to control this. I have to get in here and do it this way. I have to make sure this is done this way. And get out of that fear response mode of, oh, lock it back down, put it in a box. For me to get into that position of, I don't care, I'll love it, I'll do it, and now I can go in there and I'll do 22 readings, 32 readings. I was talking to an event coordinator today, and she's like, I don't want to exhaust you, and I'm like, you ain't going to exhaust me. It ain't going to happen, the body will be just fine. Just go ahead and book the number of appointments you've got, and then go ahead and expand it today, because they had booked up like within 2 days everything. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead and open that up another little bit longer. I need to be there longer. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, please. I've done 36 readings in 4 hours. We can do this.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've my record is 36 hours of reading straight. And that's the only time I've ever been to where I have to be rolled to the bedroom. That's why I have this swivel chair so that I can be rolled to the bedroom.
Yeah.
We talked about the fear mentality. What about the love mentality? What do y'all see when you shift that mentality from that, I got to fear this, or oh goodness, I can't do this, because if so, it's just going to blow up. Or it's out of my control, and with it being out of my control, I'm so fearful of it. But when you switch it over to that love mentality, how do you see it going, Divine?
How do I see it going? In all honesty, I have decided, and quite a while ago, I do not worry anymore. And this feeling of love that I have inside of me, that I radiate to other people, hey, that's awesome. It makes life so much easier when you don't worry anymore. Things are coming to me. It is not that I have to be in control. What do I have to be in control of? Why? I don't need to control anything. Absolutely not. Because ever since I don't worry about bills anymore, I don't worry about money anymore, things are coming to me just like that. When you also show gratitude to the universe, and things will come to you. Happens to me. So it is wonderful to translate that all into a loving feeling. And when you love the universe, when you love yourself, most of all, you have to love yourself. And then you translate that. You radiate. And when you radiate, beautiful. So I give it up to Sonia.
Oh, I was going to pass it on to Divine Rose.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, we can bounce over to her and come back to you on this.
Yeah.
Divine, how do you see it when you transfer that fear energy into that love energy? Does it change the timing of how things happen? Does it change how things are going to be?
Okay, who's Divine Rose?
I'm sorry. I've got two angels.
Angel
I'm talking to
Rose.
Rose.
Okay, I just want to make sure that...
Yeah, honey.
Oh, it's all good. It's just want to make sure I'm not stepping over somebody.
No, honey, you ain't.
You never will.
So for me, one of the things, and I've had, in my evolution of evolving and moving the energies, I don't identify with the body, the mind, and the emotions as who I am, but rather an experience I'm having. And so one of the things that I love to do is when I'm out and about doing things, I'm always focusing my connection to abundance and love. And I do like gratitudes, I do appreciations. If anything that comes up that's not in alignment with that, I immediately put the mind and the emotions to the universe and say, this is not my truth, and focus on love, and I focus on abundance again, because I know that vibration opens doors, yet the other vibration puts a block and shuts it. And it's a waste of time. I learned the hard way, get the ego out of the control mode as quickly as I can and put it into a love mode so it feels loved and nurtured and taken care of. And when the ego doesn't, it wants to try to get instant gratification and try to fix it or get some kind of, and it just creates more of what I don't want. Whereas when I'm connected, I end up getting more than I can ever imagine, because the universe is unlimited. It doesn't have any fears or limitation. All it knows is love and abundance. And so that's my choice. As long as I'm doing my gifts and doing it in a humble way and coming from a place of integrity with the universe of love, then I know the universe has my back. So there's nothing to be frightened of.
Right.
Hey, boo. Yeah, I'm just giggling at Asen because he's smiling at me here. Uh, I love it. Let's all have a big giggle fest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You know, it's interesting. What I know is that we wrote a story. And it's interesting because everything in our world is reflecting our journey. It reflects our journey. We know how to fly. We fly in our meditation and in our dreams, and yet we have creatures outside with wings that float through the air. You know, so everything is reflecting who we are. We know we're loved. That's why we fall in love with a puppy and with a flower and with the bird, the eagle flying up there. Our hearts swell when we meet someone who carries that energy of love. And it's all in my world, it's all energy. If a person is standing and we pass that individual and that person's pulled their energy into themselves, that individual is a statue. We will not feel anything from that person. But if that person has opened their hearts and they've extended it, we will feel it. That we are like a network grid of beings that exist on the planet. And so when we walk in love, it actually it shows an acceptance of the I am self. And I know they say the I is the ego set. You're too full of yourself when you say I am or I do and all this stuff, but you need to say I. It's the little tiny I that tells us that we're not good enough, or that's the little tiny I that makes us afraid. And we learn to be afraid. That's what we experience in our childhood. When you were born, the birth experience is the most wretched experience ever. That's where we learn fear. That's where we learn to be anchored in this physical dimension. And depending on the type of birth we have, you know, we will experience this physical world in one form or another. So our world is pretty much showing us ourselves. You know, it's showing us that you are a being of love. You're a love being. I mean, I could do the 60s dance with the love thing. You know, we are love beings. And yes, we are in the midst of the fear, but I think the fear is important. It helps us to climb back up. You know, the story of Jacob's ladder in the Bible. The fear is that ladder that we use to climb back up, because when I recognize that I'm afraid about money, I need to go in and look at, why don't I trust the universe? Right? Because fear comes from a lack of trust. If I'm afraid that my partner is going to run off from me, where did I get that fear from? Find the love within so that I can process through all that stuff and step into that divine energy. So I have my abundance flowing, and I have my, you know, my partner that makes me all ooey gooey and delicious and luscious. So that's it. You know, it's like every moment we walk, if we can do that, you know, you say to a kid, you look beautiful, the kid will hug themselves and say, I know. If we can do that all the time, you know, when someone gives us a compliment, we do that all the time. The fear will then be transmuted into a positive and powerful tool that we can use to navigate our world.
Very much so. And you know, you brought up an interesting point, Sonia. A lot of people have gotten into this fearing to take that I position.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. The I's and the we's. It's like, oh, well, we can't, you know, I can't say I want a new car, or I deserve a new car, or I will have a new car, or we will take this trip. If you aren't, then the universe is going, okay, who wants a new car?
Which one of you?
Across the next door wants a new car. Not a problem. Or
yeah. And actually, it's true, because I always, when people talk about abundance, like attracts like. And if the universe, most of us have a hard time receiving. And so when we get it, we hand it over. Those of us who are parents, we hand it to our kids. and the universe will still give to us, but it'll bypass us and go to the person it's given us. And that's why you get all grumpy. Why is that person getting all the good stuff and I'm the one who used to get it, you know? So this is the thing. The universe will always be drawn to and attracted to the abundance, the love, the joy, the positivity within us.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. And, you know, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Angel Rose, what do you think about using the I's and the we's when you're doing your affirmations and your gratitudes?
Well, I kind of agree with y'all. I think the me is more ego and the I is more the spirit. It's to me when you're talking about me, it's more of an inward trying to get something, but the I in my definition has a we mentality of it benefiting everybody, including myself. And I truly believe in not passing the buck anymore, but also including myself in the process, because like Sonia, I used to believe that, you know, you get something and then you pass it on, and then I would say the same thing, like, hey, what about the me would come in, what about the me? And so I learned another, you know, challenging lesson around that is that, you know, setting healthy boundaries and being open to receiving and to cherish it and appreciate it. And I absolutely love that more than anything, because there's nothing wrong with being able to enjoy as well.
Very much so. What about you, Divine? How do you see that I? You know, because a lot of, I'll title them New Agers go, oh, you can't use the I. You shouldn't use the I. And it's like, no, you need to use that I. You need to claim it.
Well, I believe truly that I can use I. I am beautiful. I am grateful. I can do it. And we can also use the word we. We can do it. You know, when we always think about when we want to change the world, Asen, how would you express that? I express it, we can do it. We can change the world if we want to really do it. So I think it's very important that we use I. There's actually a really good book out there from a minister. I forgot his name, but he's one of the people on the New York bestseller list, and he uses the I statement all the time. And that makes people more confident in themselves when they can say, I am beautiful. I can do it. I am powerful. I am whatever you want to say about yourself, as long as it's in a really positive, affirmative fashion, then I have no problems with that. You know, or we can use the I word.
Right.
And me is really more like the ego, like Angel Rose said.
Yeah, I could see the me being ego unless, you know, you're running around with some grammatic person going, oh, you can't use I, you have to use me, and Sonia went to the beach. Which we won't get onto grammar Nazis. That's a subject for another night.
You know, I wanted to make a comment and kind of get and see what you guys say about that. The one thing, and I'm playing with this, so I'm not perfect yet with it all. The one thing I've noticed is that I'm becoming more and more aware that the universe already knows what is best for me, for me. So for me to walk around and tell the universe what I want almost feels hypocritical, because I've come to the point that what I want and what the universe requires or thinks I need is more important than me telling the universe what I want. And I've realized that if I let go of what I want and just focus in on my connection to the universe and ask the universe on a daily basis, what is it for me with this connection with you, knowing that I choose to enjoy life, what is the best for me today to be and to be doing? And to stop asking the universe to give me this and to give me that. It ends up putting me in almost like a limitation mentality. Whereas if I know the universe is going to give me what's best for I or me or whatever you want to call it, I seem to have more of a relaxed state with allowing things to come about at the timing rather than focusing on what I want or what I need or what the universe should give me. It really backfired on me so much that I decided I have to stop doing that and just
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the day-to-day life and let the universe, when the timing is right, provide for me the kind of life that the universe feels is appropriate.
That's an interesting view, dear. That really is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I've done it the other way and like wanting to have the twin flame relationship, and man, I've just ended up putting myself in situations that was so depressing and so sad. Like it's like I don't really need to have this relationship. I'm whole and complete with the universe. The universe knows what's best. I actually married the universe in a wedding dress, and the more I relax into the knowing that the universe knows if it's meant for me to be in that kind of relationship. So why don't I just trust a little bit more and relax a little bit more and just play a little bit more and just let things unfold a little bit more instead of telling the universe what I want. It already knows what it's going to give to me. And that's what I'm playing with now. I'm just shifting my whole entire focus away from the I wants and the I needs and, and just let the universe provide.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting you use that word play in general, because people will look at me and go, "You work too much." I was like, "No, I don't. I play too much." And it's that mentality.
Exactly.
Of, oh, this is work. We have to get down to work. We have to, be in that controlling, fearing section of life. And it's like, no, I'm done down that. I retired more than 26 years ago. I'm retired. All I do is play all day. If I want to go and, play and figure out how to do this or figure out how to do that, it's play for me because it brings out that joy. And I get more of it because of that joy that we get as children, just sitting there playing with stuff. And I think a lot of people get lost on that. Now we do have a kind of a statement, and I'm going to change it into a question. Pug Mom says, "I want a puppy," and and I'm changing it into a question because she says, "I know, but she brought it up, and I thought he'd be here by now." So, guys, when do you see Pug Mom's puppy arriving? Because he's a little overdue. We'll go to Angel Rose first.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay. The question is when is Pug Mom getting a new puppy?
Who's Pug Mom?
She's one of our chat watchers. She's one of our viewers.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I have to like sit with the energy, feel her energy.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I'll pass it over to...
Yeah, I don't know who that person is.
Okay.
I did hear soon. But
soon? Okay.
Yeah, what soon could be, who knows?
I hear the same thing.
Divine, what do you get? Divine?
I hear soon, too. I hear that.
You feel that? You feel soon, too? Okay, because I've been saying any day now. We're just waiting for it to get dropped off. Yeah. Any week, okay. Sonia, you got any input on the puppy?
Okay, our animals come to help us deal with certain situations. That's why people who are dealing with trying to understand stuff in their lives end up with dogs or cats that have kidney issues and such. Pug Mom is working through a health situation that she's almost at the tail end of. And when that happens, I'm going to say within 6 weeks, because she has to heal before her puppy comes in, because when it comes in, it's like a new direction and completely new life that she's going through, and her puppy is going to be part of that new life. So it's going to teach her how to accept herself more and how to speak up. Sorry, Pug Mama, but I got to yell at you. You got to speak up. You got to speak your truth. So that's what your puppy is going to do. And he's a cutie pie. It's a he, it's a male, and he's a cutie pie.
Ah, okay. Yeah, sorry to throw you on the spot there, Rose.
Oh
But
no, it sounded like we all got weeks after I let it go. I kept seeing
yeah.
and everybody's saying weeks, 6 weeks or whatever weeks. It's still weeks and so forth. So it's kind of funny. I want to ask a question because I got an answer when I went to do the Grants Pass Fair, and I want to see if the answer that I heard it thoroughly and from a stranger that didn't even know that the universe told me something was accurate. Would you mind?
Let's go for it, honey. We got time.
Cool. So it's a two-part thing. The one part is about this person that's coming into my life, and then this move. Do you get anything with regard to those two things?
All right, guys. Let's shuffle up. Whoever's ready, shoot first, or tune in, whichever we're doing.
Okay. You've got a little bit of, there is a move very quick, very soon, almost like it's spontaneous. There's a spontaneous move. You will meet someone, but I don't sense that that person is the one that will be the soulmate, but the individual will be very much of a teacher type energy. A lover who's a teacher, so you're gonna learn a lot in that. But the move is sooner than and more spontaneous. You won't be able to plan it. It'll happen. Either you're offered something and you got to pick up and go, or something to that effect.
Do you get the where?
It's not too. It's across a border, or I don't know where you live, but it's like across. You're going across into another county, into another border. If you're on the edge of a state, it's in another. It's not too far away, but it's across a line.
Okay. Divine, you ready?
If I'm ready for what?
Okay, I'll take it. To answer her question about a move and the new mate coming in. Okay, this is the way I'm going to do this.
I was listening so much to Sonia.
See, I told you she's on the pulpit tonight. Okay, honey, I feel like you've got choices to make, and once you get those choices done, you will move. I do feel like it's by water or by shoreline. And then I feel like you kind of quiet down, and when you quiet down and kind of get settled in is when he shows up, and I do feel you get a teacher out of him, but he's also going to be more emotionally connected to you and be leading you in some way, okay? So I can get where Sonia gets the teacher and the romantic connection too, because there is a lot of lessons with that.
Yeah, you were both accurate on that part. Do you get the when? Because they did tell me. I was curious to know if you got the when.
I'd go 10 weeks.
That's what, August, September, October, middle of October, end of October. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Right.
They told me it was the end of the summer and that he's going to arrive at some point, and then through that is when the
Right.
the
So
move
that
is
would
going to
be
occur.
that would be probably in October. See, I feel the move comes before he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the move
I have 9
triggers
weeks
that
for
open.
some reason.
You got
So
9 weeks?
I have 9 weeks, exactly 3 months.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about right, yeah.
Yeah,
In
that's
my
right. We're right in the ballpark.
Yeah, it's all around the same time. They told me with regard to meeting the person or the other thing or the move.
The
Is
move.
in
The move is sooner. It's sooner. Yeah, than I feel. But,
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because I was told I mean, at this point I'll know when I know, but I was told I meet him and then I move because he lives somewhere else. And so through meeting him, becoming aware of it, that's where the move is going to take me.
See, what we're getting, and I'm going to just kind of combine it together in a way, is that the move happens and that opens the gate for you to meet him. Kind of like you've got to get over there to get to him.
to pass him down the street, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Well,
what
it's interesting because when I've attempted to look for places, nothing opened up, and that's when this lady came up to me and she said the reason why is because he's finally coming to meet you first, and then together you move. So it's interesting that the answers are so different in that particular
But they're
area.
not. In a way, they're not. They're just close together, and it could be
Yeah.
one judging. It's kind of like, if and this happens a lot in readings, especially when you get multiple life events. Which comes first?
Which comes
Yes. Which comes first, the King of Swords or the Four of the Four of Cups? They're right on top of each other, and it's kind of hard to judge which issue, which thing pops
You're
together.
right.
So the important part, and a lot of people get into this, well, if A happens, then B doesn't, or B happens, then C doesn't, is you've got to just know that A, you're moving within probably 9 weeks to 3 months, and you're going to have a relationship that is going to be a teaching relationship that's going to cause you to get lessons. So those are the important parts. It's kind of like those are the cliff notes, and we get all hung up in the details of it.
Yeah, as far as who's going to come first, the chicken or the egg, exactly.
Exactly, both come first.
Because nothing literally has opened up with the clarity as yet.
The only channel, I mean, I tend to be a little bit different in that for me it's about life lessons. And if you make the move for the man, it won't work out. So
no, I would never do it just like that, but
Good.
it would be like a combination because we're supposed to be doing our mission together. So in a sense, it's not like I meet him and move just for him. It's our mission is part of the process of bringing it together and so forth. But I love the way you're saying it because it really, everybody, it really doesn't matter who's going to come first. The thing is that it's going to happen. And that could be why I don't have the clarity yet because the timing isn't appropriate.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. We talk about fear. We're talking about fear and love. And some of us, the majority of people on the planet try to control how the universe sorts out what we do. I had a client, a person in the last show that I was in, where she was going to get her job, all this stuff, but then she raced off to a year from now, even though she just moved. And the thing is that we try to control how the universe works.
See, now you're saying what I said earlier about letting go of trying to control it and just instead of telling the universe what you want, let the universe tell you what. Now you're on the same page. Yeah, exactly. Sorry to cut you off. It just totally makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter as long as you wrote. Okay, this is the vision, the image that they show me. You wrote a book. Chapter 1 to the end, you wrote a book. Chapter 2 means you're going to stumble down the stairs and you got to figure something out, walk on crutches. Chapter 5 means you move. Chapter 6 is you have a relationship. So there are all those chapters in your book. And you're trying to pull the book apart and rearrange the chapters. But it doesn't work like that. That won't make any sense if we rearrange the chapters in the book.
I'm not trying to rearrange it. I'm just listening to what people are telling me and actually just letting the universe do it because if I get in the way, it's going to backfire. So I'm actually just curious. But I'm not. I don't want to. I totally don't want to control. That's the whole thing. Is I'm not interested in doing that anymore.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Do we have any?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your input. It was kind of fun. I'll keep you posted.
Welcome. All right, guys. Well, we're at the end of our time. Let's start wrapping up. You guys can reach me on Psychic.biz. I'm normally on evenings and nights. Right now, I'm really putting out a lot of work, so I may not be there. But if I'm not, email me and I'll come on. And also, I will be in Parkersburg, West Virginia at Hawthorne's by appointment. It's going to be an appointment situation. So go over to Facebook and check that out. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe at the bottom of that big red button. That way you guys can join us each week and get notices when other things get uploaded on this channel. And of course, always remember, Summer 16 gets you $5 free over at Psychic.biz, and you can use that with any of us. Miss Sonia, what do you got rocking this week?
Yes. Well, I've got, I'm on that new app, my Tarot Advisor, which I'm learning all this stuff. I send out a weekly affirmation, and if you go into my personal website, soniahaynes.com, and sign in where it says join the newsletter, you'll get it in your mailbox. So it's just an affirmation with a bit of information and insight that comes to you. My personal show, which is a Change Your Mind, Shift Your Life talk radio, is on Sundays at 12:30 Eastern Time. And then on Tuesday, as is today, I'm back on to the Psychic Coffee Shop with the show The Oracle Speaks, or something to that. Oracle's Point of View.
Yes.
I am on Psychic.biz. I tend to be on there for a while, and then if nobody calls me, I tend to forget that it's there, as I was saying to everyone earlier. And then I leave the house and it's still on. So if you try and contact me and you don't get me, send me an email. I will respond. So I really appreciate all of you who listen to the show, who come on to the show, who ask questions. It means that you're interested in your journey, and I namaste, I honor you very much for coming on. Thank you.
Divine, how are you doing? What are you doing this week? Are you still working on your channel work? And
I do work on my channel work, and I'm also working a little bit on my personal website to get some stuff accomplished there. However, it is divineangelnews.com. That's my personal website. However, I think Psychic.biz is a very good site. Love it. Love to be on there. And I also, my Blog Talk radio show at the coffee shop, the Psychic Coffee Shop, is Angel Whispers at 10 p.m. on Sundays, Eastern Time. And Psychic.biz, I try to be on there as much as I can, and I'm trying to coordinate a schedule there as well. And if you want a reading, hey, stop by, set up an appointment, or shoot me a message. Not a problem at all. I will definitely respond as well. And and on Tuesdays you find me here as well. So pretty awesome.
Exactly. All right. Angel Rose.
You're so funny.
You two are going to get nicknames before the month is out. What do you got going on this week?
Just call me Angel Walk-In. So I'm excited to say that I was checking the calendar. August 25th is when I do the Psychic Biz blog talk at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mm-hmm. So that's something to tune in, tune up, and enjoy with excitement. And it's going to consist of a guided meditation, angel messages, and messages that I channel from these expansive, pure, loving beings that I work with. And I guess I can give my website as well, because I heard that she did. So is that okay? I just want to be.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so people can learn about me. It's Angel, ANGEL, Rose, ROSELOVE, love.wix.com, and then /love. And so that talks about some of the things that I'm doing. Have an online series to help people wake up, not literally from sleeping, but inwardly from sleeping, and to really connect more with their inner spirit as a oneness, and to enjoy life. In that. And then I have products that I created, and so a whole bunch of stuff. And
when are
I'm
you
just
on
excited.
Psychic Biz?
I'm actually on right now. I didn't turn it off. So I'm just sitting there with it on. I figure if the phone rang, I would say gotta go.
Right.
But whenever I'm around, I put it on. It's pretty much until I go to sleep, I have it on, and then when I wake up in the morning after I do the meditation, I have it on. So for sure, it's during the week. Weekends, it's either Saturday or Sunday, depending upon which day I choose not to have that one day for me kind of a thing, or for I. And so I have it on then as well. And as everybody's mentioned, if I'm not logged in, just set up an appointment. And I'm pretty good about checking my emails, on and off throughout the day.
Yeah.
and getting back and so forth. It's a fun experience. I love doing what I do. I love the connection to spirit. I love love. So I hope you'll come on and have this amazing experience and just know how much fun. We all are very committed, obviously. So it's
very
great.
much so.
Yeah.
You know, in this business, you have to be committed to service because that's what we take on. So next week, I think we should talk about that, taking on that mantle of, you know, whatever you want to title that mantle. What do you guys think about that?
Talking about
mantle?
Taking on the mantle, example, taking on the, you know, I think back in the late 85 through 92, they used to call it the mantle of the mystical traveler or the walk-in mantle or the psychic mantle. Yes, following the path.
Unfortunately,
we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, say to the universe, bring it on, and they bring it on.
So until then, remember coupon code SUMMER16. You can reach us all over at Psychic.biz, and remember that it is mobile, so you can reach us on your cell phone, your tablet. The site is fully integrated. You don't have to be at the desktop, and everything is built through PayPal, so your information is secure. All our advisors are tested for accuracy, professionalism, and they have to pass at least three different testers before they come on. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.